So in a startup, the idea is you need to, number one, keep your expenses. You need to keep your overhead down. If you're hiring a sales manager for $20,000 a month and paying his this bill and his that bill, and you got an operations guy for $6,000, your rent is not. Before you know it, you're $50,000 in expenses before you even turn around for a startup. Okay, what happens is this. Not that that's a lot of money, because it's not a lot of money for a running business that's making millions of dollars. But what happens is, while you're figuring this stuff out in the beginning, if you're burning through cash, it's demoralizing. I've seen business owners, they come in, their hands are up in the air, like, what, I'm burning through, $75,000 a month and I can't bring in the sales yet, when actually they're this far off from where they should be to bring in the sales. They don't have it quite right yet on the sales and marketing side, but they're this far off. But they're burning through so much cash that they get into a panic and a frenzy, right? And it doesn't allow them to really start thinking clearly and looking long term. So the idea is, in the beginning, when you launch a new business, keep your expenses very low, outsource as many things as you can, okay? You have to be somewhat of a jack of all trades, okay? And make sure that you don't fall into the trap of, when you're planning stuff out, of focusing on profits versus cash flow. For a new business, the most important thing is not profits, it's cash flow. You want to make sure that you set yourself up, the deals that you're cutting are sustainable, meaning that if any goods that you need to buy, you need to make sure the terms that you're buying them under don't make it so that as you grow, you're going to keep having less and less cash, because you got to pay for the stuff before you sell it, right? The idea is to be in a business, or structure your finances, that if you have customers, we all have customers, right? They pay you first, and then you can turn around and buy your product, so your cash flow is positive. And I've seen it, again, time and time again with entrepreneurs. They simply don't get it, and they just cut bad deals. Not because they're stupid, it's not that. They just don't get it, that they think a deal looks good on paper. Maybe they're saving 4% by paying early, but it's not. I'd rather pay an extra 4% and have use of the money for 30 days, so I can use that money then to go out and be in business, right? So the idea is, you don't want to set yourself up with alliances and with joint ventures and with suppliers that's going to cause you to be in a cash flow negative situation as you're growing.